Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. Last episode, Fess, Maxine, Booker, and their new pirate friend Leila were on their way to Deist, home of the dragoons, to check up on them to see if any of them survived the attack by the Empire there. Unfortunately, they didn't necessarily survive their trip to Deist. They got ambushed by some sea serpents, and Fess and Booker got knocked out. But luckily, to the immediate west of Deist is Bafsk, the place where the dreadnought was built. And so we managed to get back up on our feet. Now we're getting ready to head over to Deist. So check up on those dragoons. Dragoons are a type of knights that are wyverns, which are a little type of like a smaller dragon. So the King of Finn, right before he passed, he assigned our group the task of going there to see if maybe we can recruit some of them, because hey, you know, the Empire was using you know, an air force with the dreadnought to attack. So hey, maybe we can get our own little air force with knights and little dragons. So that would be pretty cool. So, but first we gotta head over there. So like I said, it's to the immediate east of Bafsk, so it's a small little island. We want to park ourselves around here, like right where to the east of that little indent into the island. It's a good place to, I guess, gain some experience. Most of the enemies are going to be rank 3 enemies. So you got these land turtles, we got the ogre mages. There's also some ogres, and there's some stalactite monsters. They're the ones that are weak against the Scourge spell, so we're gonna work on that when we get a chance. The only bad thing about this island is we can run into random encounters those hill gigases. They were the ones that guarded the ice shield back in the Dreadnought. They're a rank 5 monster and they hit really, really hard. So the bad thing is you can also run into groups of 2 of them. So yeah, they're ouch. So, but if you do run into a group of 2 of them, just try to curse them with Booker and the Ancient Sword, and once you curse one of them, then try to curse the other one, because like I said, that basically cuts their stats in half and make things a little bit more easier. So, once you curse one, then curse them both, then you can concentrate your fire power on one of them, take them out. So there is the Deist Castle. Let's head on in. Go away, don't come any closer. I'm gonna tell my mom. Uh-oh. Well, let's follow him around. Well, there's his mom and the kid. But before we go talk with them, let's go loot all the treasure in here. There's a lot of good treasure in here. So, we won't be using all of it, but the stuff that we will use is very, very good. So this first room is an empty room. There's some stuff in that second room, though. We're going to take a quick detour here to pick up this thing. It's a unicorn horn. It's an expendable item. It removes any temporary status effect. So we got stop, stun, curse. Curse is okay, but it's so... to build it up to a level really good would probably take too much time. And we'll just rely on the Ancient Sword for the curse, so... But it could potentially be useful. Stun and stop basically do the same thing. They stop an enemy. The only thing that's different about them is, I believe stun is the element that they are. One is mind, one is body. So if an enemy is like strong against like his resists mind spells, you use the body one, like stop. If they're weak, if they're strong against body, then you use the mind one, stun. Not gonna really worry about that though, so they'll just sell them. We really like that wing sword there. It almost, like I said, almost doubled Guy's attack with swords, so that's good. There are 2 other items there. Sage's Wisdom. You can use that to increase your intelligence to 99 for 1 battle, and the Sage's Spirit does the same thing, but only for wisdom. It increases your your spirit to 99, but it's only for 1 battle. So yeah, they're kind of pointless. So I guess maybe they're good for like a boss battle, but we don't have many of them coming up. You're not the bad guys? The wyvern's in that room. Mommy says it's gonna die soon. Is that true? When I grow up, I want to be a dragoon, just like my dad was. Alright, let's talk with the woman. I hope my son hasn't bothered you. I apologize. My husband was a dragoon. He and the others were killed. The room behind us contains the last wyvern, but we can't talk with it. Every dragoon carries a pendant. So the dragoons fought valiantly, but the Empire poisoned the wyvern's water. With their wyverns dead, the dragoons were wiped out by the Empire. So she says the same thing if we say wyverns or dragoons. So I kind of went through it a little fast there, but basically what happened was the Empire poisoned the spring where the dragoons, where the wyverns drank from, and only one of them survived, and that one's right there. And apparently it wants to talk with us, but we can't talk with it because we don't understand its language. However, each of the dragoons carried a pendant, and that pendant allowed them to communicate with the wyvern. Unfortunately, all the dragoons have wiped out. Have all been wiped out by the Empire, but one of them apparently may have passed away in the cave to the north. So we're gonna do a quick dip into that cave to see if we can find the pendant. Luckily, it will literally be a quick dip into the cave because that cave is very tough. A lot of tough enemies in it, disproportional to our ranks. So we're actually going to do a different dungeon instead. But we're going to jump into that cave real quick, like I said, to get the pendant, because the pendant is very close to the entrance. So there's that new stalactite monster. Ooh, I want to keep that. So yeah, Sage's Wisdom, increase your intelligence. The Spirit does for your spirit, for the white magic. So basically 3 ways to go in this cave. To the southwest takes you to a bunch of treasure. To the southeast is where to get to the bottom, where you eventually want to go. And to the east is a short path to the pendant. So here we run into that group of hill gigases. So, ooh, we got a preemptive strike. Hopefully we can coast them. Nice. So now that we coast the one in the front, we're going to just attack the one in the back there to try to coast it. And then once we do that, then we can just take one out at a time. But the main thing is, like I said, is to hopefully, coast them, and then hopefully also have Leila maybe blind them with her dark bow. Well, of course, remember the dark bow has really bad accuracy, so... But hey, if it works, it works. So, we didn't get to coast the back one, so... This would be a good chance for Fess to build up his little knives there, so... Yes, even coast, they still hit pretty hard, so... Berserk will help make things a little bit easier, too. Like I said, Berserk increases your character's attack power, so we can stack a few of them onto Booker, and he'll be able to do some decent damage once he switches back to his wing sword. And you'll see the difference in the wing sword, but before we managed to... Yeah, look, even with the ancient sword, he did like 219 there. So, yeah, we'll see a lot of damage once he gets the wing sword back on. Like I said, but more important than offensive right now is doing that defensive fight to coast them and cut down their stats. So, now all we need is for Leila to maybe hit one and blind them and cut their accuracy down even further. So let's switch out our weapon here, see how much the wing sword does. 277, nice. That's about a third of their hit points. So he shouldn't last too much longer. Probably be able to take him out maybe with just a spell from Maxine. Ouch! Critical hit there by the Hill Gigas. Well, that should almost guarantee Fess getting some stamina and hit points. Don't want to necessarily risk it though. Let's heal him up there. And Booker managed to take out one Hill Gigas, so there we go. And the second one is already coast, so it should be a little bit easier now. Yeah, I said these guys are rank 5 monsters, so we'll get some pretty good experience. Especially Fess and Leila, because their weapon levels are pretty low. So it'd be nice if Fess ended up maybe also putting them to sleep. So we have all these weapons that deal status effects, and none of them are working. Yeah. That stinks because he probably isn't hitting though with that crescent sword though, because it has such low accuracy. Probably that one hit that he's getting is probably from the Mangosh knife. So, oh, Fess got the stamina and the magic and hit points. Giant helmet that increases your strength. So, let's grab this treasure here. 30 gil only. Ugh, that's not good. Heal ourselves up in case we run into another one of those Hillgigases. They're pretty common in this area, so you want to try to keep your hit points pretty high. So, alright. And then right over here we have a stairway down. It's going to look like it's going to end at a dead end. But it's not really a dead end. Well, it's a dead end, but it gives us a good progression as to what we want. So, oh no, we got ambushed. Yuck. Well, the good thing is that stalactite in the back, they only do physical attacks, and so he can't do anything to us, because remember, he's in the third column back, so only the first two columns can do anything physically. Now, if he could cast magic, then, you know, we'd be able to be attacked, but nope. So one thing you can theoretically do is you can take out the second column, and it'll still be there, basically, functioning as a column. So that stalactite, even though there's no longer any enemies in the second column, it's still considered in the third column and won't be able to attack us. So we got another free round of it not attacking us. And then Maxine can take it out with her Scourge spell. So basically, like, that thing was just basically like free experience for us. It couldn't do anything at all this battle because we didn't allow it to attack us at all, and but it gave us a little bit of rank for Maxine's Scourge spell. Donk. So even though we got ambushed, that battle turned out pretty well. There we go. Now let's head on down. Fess got some spirit. Hit points up for Maxine. Nice. And we got another blind tome that we can sell. So yeah, all these enemies now are starting to drop all this equipment, and most of it we ain't gonna use, so we can just sell it and get money and for equipment we can't use. So we got the skeleton here. If we look at it, examine it, we get the pendant. And now we can just warp on out of here, move our pendant around, put it to the bottom. Oh, we can warp out. Yoink. I should have just probably walked out those like 2 steps, but it's okay. We'll end up healing up again at Bafsk. So, donk. We got some stalactites here. How stalactites are forming in the open, I don't know. Stalactites, you can tell, they're stalagmites and stalactites. You remember by the C is ceiling and G is ground. Basically what they are is, it's like deposits of minerals. They kind of leak down from the ceiling, and then they form the like the spike of the pillar coming down. And then if they drip onto the ground, and then they form a column from the ground going up, that's the stalagmite. And then sometimes they actually will link up together. And I don't know, I think that's just the pillar. But I used to go to quite a few different caverns when I grew up in Pennsylvania. There's a bunch of different caves up there. Crystal Caves was a big one. So you got to just explore the caves and get tours and stuff and learn about them. So just used Fess's last bit of MP there on the life spell to build it up. Mainly just to use the MP so he can maybe get some more magic points. Ooh, I hate when you want to press like down, I think, to target the enemy on the bottom, but sometimes you press the wrong button and you end up targeting your own party members. That's why I had to cancel there real quick. Didn't mean to do that. But I didn't want to fight Leila. That would be even worse. Fess got stamina and hit points. I wanted the magic points, but hey, any increase is good, so. Well, now that we have the pendant, we can go actually talk with that wyvern, and the wyvern's going to give us a quest. But luckily, it's not a timed quest. We don't necessarily have to do this quest right away. We're actually going to go do a different quest. Deep in the cavern is the life spring. The place of the wyverns uses the hatchery. Yeah, once you get the pendant, her dialogue changes. She doesn't say anything. You can't show her the pendant, though. Please help us fight. The Empire has poisoned me. I won't live much longer. Shortly before the battle with the Empire, a dragoon named Ricard set out to find the ultimate magic. Please hear my final wish. Take this egg to the cave north of here and place it in the life spring. This is the last wyvern egg. If it is not submerged in the life spring, it will wither and die. So yeah, we gotta put this egg in the spring. Not Ricard, because there's no H. Some dragoon named Ricard is looking for the ultimate magic. And that's also what Minwu was after. So, guess we'll run into the two of them later on. But that becomes a really big, long side quest to find the ultimate magic. And the next dungeon we're actually going to go to is part of that side quest. But for some reason, that dungeon, the enemies in it are kind of like rank 3 and 4 monsters, where the enemies in this one are like rank 4 and 5. So the dungeons seem to be out of order. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to go and do that other dungeon first. Because it'll help build up our stats and help us make us more powerful when we do come back to do this dungeon. So we're going to learn a little bit about that dungeon, though, because we're also going to go to the final town in the game, Mysidia, the home of the mages. That's where Minwu was sent to. So we're going to go there. We can learn a little bit about the cave, the dungeon that we're going to go to in Mysidia. So we never saw Mysidia, but we did kind of walk past it, near it, when we had the Chocobo south of Kashuan Keep. There was a river that we couldn't cross with the Chocobo. In future Final Fantasies, Chocobos can cross rivers, like in Final Fantasy IV. But we didn't go there because there was no reason to go there, and the monsters are really tough there. So even right now at our party level and our skill level, the monsters are going to be really, really tough. But look. So we gotta fire up another level. Blizzard is getting close. I say we want to get our thanks to like we'll get the Blizzards level 5, and then we'll start working on the other ones to get them to like level 3s. So we got another one of those evil sea serpents. They hit hard and they poison. But luckily, once again, we can take advantage of the fact that it only uses physical attacks, and it is in the third column. So we can just take it out with one of Maxine's thunder spells. So there we go. Yeah, Thunder's a 3. We want to get Scourge up to level 3 then too. Then we can start working on getting Scourge and Thunder both to, level 5 like the other two spells we have. Blizzard and Fire and Blizzard. Now Blizzard's at 4, but it's getting close to thing. Now the fish I think absorb Blizzard, but I still cast it anyway because I knew that Booker would take it out with his sword. So, alright. So yay, now we can head over here to Bafsk and sell a bunch of that stuff that we got. We want to clear out our inventory because we're going to buy a lot of stuff over in Mysidia. So we can get rid of a bunch of these items. We're going to keep some of the rarer items, healing items, like the gold needle, the cross, the mallets. We'll actually buy a few more of them out in Mysidia. So we already got a giant helmet, we don't need that. But so we're gonna buy a bunch of stuff. Now all this money that we're getting, we can use to buy basically ethers and cottages. That way we can heal outside of town. Eventually we'll get elixirs. Elixirs are basically like cottages or inns, but for one character. So, or we can almost think of them as like more expensive ethers. They will basically heal your MP to the max. So, Basically get 3 of each of these types of items. Move stuff around to satisfy my OCD. And there we go. Move things around a little bit here. So Malik stops the confusion status, which is going to be important later on. Cross removes the curse. Phoenix Downs revives a character. It's sort of like how that statue, the goddess statue, does. Gold needles remove the petrification status. So, yeah, in this dungeon we're going to be going to want to have quite a few ethers because it's a pretty long dungeon. There is kind of a little town in the middle of it, but unfortunately there's not an inn in it, so boo. But move things around a little bit here, so trying to make things look nice and pretty. So we should also stay here at the inn, heal ourselves up, because we have quite a bit of an ocean journey to go to, and then a short but tough trek across land if we want to get to Mysidia. So, and that's what we will be doing in our next episode. So come on back, and hopefully if you enjoyed this episode, thanks for following along. Have a good day. See you next episode. Bye.